Hey Masters of Speed, it's Terramaster, that's Justice. Welcome back to Cobra Hope, Duelist of Shadows edition. Justice, what do we have today?
We have, as always, two top tier, S tier, definitely play these if you're going to a big tournament decks. One of them might be slightly legit in your Professor of Alchemy deck, which, you know, won the weekly like a boss.
Yeah.
I will be playing the deck that has so many bricks in it you can build a house out of it, Sacred Beasts.
Easy.
So,
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it. First, the important part, the RPS. As you can see, both players picking scissors. This is a scissors meta, as we know. So
Yeah,
both of
big
us
scissors meta,
playing
big.
the strongest card. Terramaster makes the mistake, however, of not playing the strongest card.
Yeah.
So
True. True.
So yeah, he's.
See, I outplayed myself. I thought Justice would finally decide to play anti-meta, which is rock. So I played the tier 2 deck that beats anti-meta, which is paper.
Yep.
But tier 2 deck loses to tier 1 deck, which is scissors. So
Yep. Yeah, that's just card game science, is what that is.
that's just card game science. Yeah.
So he's gonna go first. Set some back row. Summon a survivor. Flip the skill, which just says summon one token. That's all it does.
Yeah, that's all it does. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be broken when we get 5Ds. There's no cost.
So you see, like, I have plays. I assume there's a macro down. So as we're playing, I said, all right, I activate, make you activate Macrocosmos, and he's like, all right.
Yep. I think you specifically said chain Macrocosmos.
Yeah, yeah, make you chain Macrocosmos. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fine. So I just pitched Sony Beast. I'm like, I already have like options in hand, but just going in with the making the Sacred Beast with no protection seems bad. So we're gonna set instead.
And we're gonna top deck the out.
Yeah, just shout out to top decking the out.
Shout out to top decking. Best strategy in Yu-Gi-Oh.
So yeah, it's like at this point I'm like, all right, I've wasted enough time. So we're gonna Paradise. I'm gonna make my my sweet Raviel token. Doesn't stay around for long. We're gonna Beast.
No.
We're gonna banish a Beast. We're gonna get a Herman. We're gonna draw 2 cards because Pot of Greed is pretty good.
Argument is pretty good. Word on the street is it's still banned.
To this very day.
To this very day. PD Destroyer is, as it turns out, a very good card.
Yeah. It's gonna pop Paradise because it can't pop them on, but it can pop Paradise.
It can pop the Paradise, yeah.
But see, again, shout out to top decking. Just top deck.
Shout out to top decking.
Just top deck Pot of Greed. Pretty good.
All the best players know how to do it.
Yeah. So I chose not to attack here because, like, why would I? Because, like, destroying the token doesn't do anything, so you just banish Survivor, get it back. Like, attacking the Survivor doesn't do anything, it just comes back. I know I'm not attacking this, that's for sure. So, I'm just like, there's absolutely no
I also do want to mention Hamon destroying a token or banishing the Survivor by killing it would not deal 1,000 burn damage, as it specifically says. You can see right there. Yeah,
which is great.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, might as well just not give you the option to have a free monster zone. So I'm like, I'll wait.
I drew DD Warrior Plasma. Oh, it's not? Okay.
So yeah, now we go in. We go in for him on number 2. The goal here is to, you know, draw into Skyfire with 5 cards left in the deck. Pretty good chance. There it is.
There it is. All right, now you have full combo set up. Now I can't do anything.
Again, can't attack due to Dark Summoning Beast. Shout out to Dark Summoning Beast being just the worst support we could have gotten, but, you know, technically playable, technically functional.
This video is sponsored by the Speed Duel team at Konami.
Shout out to Speed Duel team at Konami, giving us entire archetypes that are just unplayable. Alright, so this is where we go for game.
Yep. Big zero gravity. Yep. By the way, we built this deck right before the video and had the idea for zero gravity as we were building it. Yep. We did not have that pre-planned before we built the deck.
This is true. So we're like, oh wait, that's pretty good at Skyfire.
Yeah, that's pretty good at Skyfire.
And because I have a second one set, if I have to negate something with Skyfire, I can then just put it right back to attack position. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's the synergy, right? Skyfire's cost is to switch one of your Hamons to defense. So
widespread, which does literally nothing because of all.
It does literally nothing. Just wanted to show it was there.
Yep.
It's
And,
you Joey'd it, obviously.
Yep. I activated Joey Ishtar.
Yeah, Joey Ishtar. Shout out to Joey Ishtar, character we just made up. Right now, on the spot.
You'll see him in the Yugioh series.
Yo, dude, yes. Oh my god, I can't believe Serenity ended up with Merrick. It's so weird.
I know, it's insane. And then Joey took the last name just to, like, you know, be part of the family. It was a crazy turn of events. All right, so as you can see, Sacred Beast obviously broken, winning easily against Professor of Alchemy.
Yep.
So this is where, like, turn 1, I have to just go in, like, because the rest of my hand doesn't do anything. So if I don't do anything, I just, like, so I'm like, all right, I can do this, that interruption. I have a Fallen Paradise behind it. Draw 2, especially if I can find a Skyfire. I'm in really good shape. Unfortunately, I do not.
You found another Paradise, though. It counts, right?
Did find
if you
another
play
Paradise.
the second one, can you draw 2 more?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you pot of greed into another pot of greed, you can activate the second pot of greed. So why not? Why not this?
I chose to save it in case you dust it or something.
Okay.
Yep. Managed to get a token, and then of course swap me, and I had nothing I could do about it. So.
Yeah, needed that Skyfire.
Yep.
That's. I mean, we're gonna like a little bit of spoiler. That's what this game came down to.
Yeah.
Is you didn't draw Skyfire. If you would, you would have just won.
Yeah. Skyfire there would have just.
Yep.
Because you had like no
doubt.
outs, essentially.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. Because even my Mind Crush was late. So.
Yep. You would have no outs. So if I had Skyfire, it would have been cool, but whatever. We'll talk more about Skyfire. Then Game 3 was really exciting. I decided to try to build, I just have an apartment right now, so I decided to try to build a house. My bricks. So he does that. I'm like, all right, let me draw for turn. Nope. All right, cool.
Yep.
That is something this deck does sometimes. Is you just go, oh hey, you know what I do? Nothing.
Nothing.
And, like,
literally nothing.
This wouldn't have mattered. It would just run it over. Like, it wouldn't have done anything. Like, oh, it would have done 800 damage. Woo.
Right.
So yeah. Not great, but we do have a second match.
Yes.
Because why play one match when you can play 2? All right, so we're gonna get into game number 2. As you can see, we both played anti-meta. This one we just played off-meta. Neither of us played scissors, which is crazy.
Yeah, you tried the anti-meta for my scissors, and I just played the tier 2 deck again because I'm a hipster complex like that.
Yeah, so like the mind games worked out in my favor, so I get to go second here. However, as you can see, hand not super exciting. So Terra goes T set. I said, hey, that's cool. I'll do that too. I'm gonna T set.
Yeah.
But then Survivor, comes in. It's surviving. It's vibing. Beauty Warrior Lady deal 300 damage, so it's pretty good for me. I dealt 300 damage
answer.
and got rid of his monster. Insane.
Pretty good answer to Jujutsu Master.
I mean, you took 300 and I got rid of your monster. I feel like it's
True.
good for me.
True. Yeah, yours was the answer to mine. What am I saying?
So I told him to activate macro. He said no, I don't have it. I said, oh, okay, cool. So I guess I have to do this thing. So now I'm like, all right, cool. I don't have macro, so I actually get to, Foolish to Survivor. I have Skyfire. I have Paradise. I'm trying to pop off, right?
Yeah, you got full combo. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Except, he does that. I'm like, all right, cool. Skyfire, nope, does that. I'm like, oh, well.
Yeah.
Now I have a problem.
Nobody's ever disrupted a combo before.
So I played this Fiend Sanctuary to play around Creature Swap because I would just instantly lose to Creature Swap without it.
Even though it was only a 1 of 15, but yes,
yeah,
you would.
but it was an instant lose condition. So
Yes, it
like-
was. It was.
And Fiend Sanctuary wasn't really doing anything by itself anyway, so like, I have to. But then, just go ahead, Rhoda get the DD Destroyer.
Yeah, Destroyer, like I said last match, pretty good card.
Pretty good.
Pretty
Solid.
Yep.
I, however, can stall for 1 turn.
You can, yes.
Terra assuming that the attack is going through. Cheater.
Yeah, obviously.
Just
Always
just
cheat.
play fast. Don't give your opponent a chance to do anything. It's great. Pay 1,000. Keep a token. Set a 0 gravity. Accomplish absolutely nothing.
We're not even going to worry about the Survivor. We're not going to attack the monster. That's silly. We're going to attack directly. Big tokens.
Yep. So then I, in my draw phase, tribute my token, special summon him on, as you definitely can do.
Yeah,
unfortunately, if you do that, you are then required to admit defeat. So it is kind of a drawback to the play.
It's a big drawback. I think GX designed the card.
Yeah,
GX Speedball team. They put those drawbacks on it. Yeah, GX designed the card. Shout out to GX designing cards.
I think this is actually one of the closer games that we had.
Yes, this one is like, very close.
Yeah, so it like sets 3, so I'm like, wow, Jinzo's pretty good here. Unfortunately, one of those was Grand Convergence, as you saw, so like, things get a little scary.
Yeah, and I definitely not thinking about Jinzo, but thinking about the Summoner Beast.
Yeah,
wanted to have macro face up.
Yeah,
when you dropped it to just Convergence immediately on summon.
Yeah, so like, that was actually really good for you.
Yeah, so it turned out to be really good.
That, you were in bad shape.
Yeah, obviously, if you're good at Yu-Gi-Oh, which I think a lot of our audience is better than me, you would do that to play around the Jinzo, not just because you don't want to deal with what's the right chain link. I don't know. I'm stupid. So, yeah,
unlike some people. He's going to set a DD Destroyer, then use its effect to return it back to the hand to special summon in attack position.
Yes. It's definitely how that works.
Yep. Alright, so now I'm kind of forced to make a suboptimal play, but we have to Shadow Reborn the Jinzo.
Then he gave the macro.
Yeah, so like this is where things get really funny. So like, we Foolish that are Summoning Beast, because I needed that Foolish able to go off, right?
Yeah.
And we use the effect. I'll banish it myself, thank you. To add him on to hand. And now we use Skyfire's effect, which says you contribute any 3 face-down spells.
Yes.
Or face-down spells or continuous spells.
Or, yeah, any spells, basically.
So we use all 3 to summon the Hamon. Play Pot of Greed. Draw 2. And,
still didn't get the Skyfire, which is rough.
Yeah, still no Skyfire. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, remember how I said Destroyer's a good card?
Yeah, just draw it.
It keeps coming up.
Yep. So shout out to top decking the DD Destroyer.
Shout out.
So,
shout out to drawing multiple Destroyers and no other monsters.
Yeah, and then just the dust for the Fallen Paradise, which again I needed.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and make another Hamon here. Put it in defense, play around creature swap like a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, as much as you can.
Yeah. Now we just thin out a Cyber Dragon from the deck because it's completely useless.
Shout out to Cyber Dragon. You'll see where he should have been a Jujutsu Master in the very specific situation that is about to occur.
Yeah. So try to go in. I know he probably had a widespread down, but that's why I put both to attack so that, just Zero Grab saves it. And I'm just like, well, I hope he doesn't have anything. Then he's like, you know what I'm going to do? Top deck DD Destroyer. Number 3.
Our 17th shout out to top decking.
Just the 1 out of 12. Just top deck it.
Just have it. Just have it. It's fine.
Just top deck the outs.
Always top. Just draw the out, And
then I have no way to recover from here because the most I can do is 3,500.
Unless you had Jujutsu Master, which is what I was getting at earlier, right? So
the funny thing is, if this was Jujutsu Master, I actually won here, but it wasn't. It was a Cyber Dragon, which I sided in because I was going second to try to make sure that I had the highest possibility of making my plays. The reveal not Jujutsu Master, and he Mind Crushed.
Yeah, so I said Mind Crush because like there's no way I'm ever blind calling Jujutsu Master in that situation, right? So.
Yeah, so that was it. It's funny actually because it was actually kind of close, despite the fact you had a 4,000 life. Like you actually needed all 3 DD Destroyers.
Yeah, I mean the life. You're not supposed to look at life points to see how close the game was.
Right.
You have to consider like the end state of the game.
Yeah.
And the end state of this game was if you had a normal summon, you win.
Right. So, and like forced you to have all 3 DD Destroyers.
Right.
But
yes. And all 3 Destroyers. So. Yeah. Cool.
So I'll let you go first. Actually, thoughts about Professor of Alchemy? Since again, you won the weekly, the 128 player weekly, if I'm not mistaken. I believe is what it was.
128, give or take 124.
Right.
Same thing.
Yeah, plus or minus 124 margin of error.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the deck?
Speaking of that, on the weekly, somebody did comment asking for that deck list. This deck list is exactly that deck list, which will be in a video tomorrow. I'll obviously respond to that comment too. But in case you're watching this video, You'll see it tomorrow. Anyway, I think the deck actually is one that has a lot of potential once you actually resolve the ruling. Which, if you can read the text right now, it's on the screen. It is as worded, all one effect, so there is no mistiming.
Yeah, I will say, if you're having trouble playing against Professor of Alchemy, like I was, your best bet is probably just call a judge and see if they can rule for you that it will cause the Destroyer mistiming. It's a pretty solid play. It's a pretty good play.
Yeah.
But if they correctly rule that it does not mistiming, then yeah.
Yes. But as far as we can tell, and this is confirmed by Nightblader on our team, who is the most judge or the judge of
the most
the
judge,
team.
yes,
the most judge, yes. That's surely a phrase that people say. That's not a mistiming because it's all one effect as worded.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. No, I think it has a lot of potential because of that. Destroyer is a really good card, and then the Survivor Loop control is essentially what carries you through the rest of the game once Destroyer is there to like deal with the problematic stuff your opponent has. Warrior Lady is just Warrior Lady's a staple. We'll go through the whole deck tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got potential. Do you have any thoughts on the Sacred Beasts?
Well, my thoughts are this deck sucks. If you can get rolling without your opponent, dusting your stuff. Like, honestly, yeah, if you can get out of Hamon, with Fallen Paradise, with Skyfire, maybe even Zero Gravity, especially if you can get out a second one, it can actually be really difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. Like, that is actually a very strong board. The problem is just that you have so many pieces that you need to get together to make it work, right? Like, you need to get your Summoning Beast in the grave. And you need the Fallen Paradise, and you need the Skyfire, and you probably want the Zero Gravity, and you need your opponent to not have any interruption.
Right.
And that's just a lot of things that have to go right for the deck to pop off.
Yeah.
So if you can do all that, it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it goes back to a point I made last week, right? Where usually what separates a good deck from a not good deck is the consistency.
Yeah.
So
I will say also the part of Summoning Beast preventing you from attacking the turn that you use its effect to summon is also really rough.
Yes.
Yeah, just giving up that turn, like, okay, I put my Hamon into play, but I can't attack. Like, that's actually really rough.
Yeah, to just have to summon it and then pass it back to your opponent to like, okay, you have an entire turn to find an out to my board.
Yeah.
Whatever you're able to build that's not right.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall the deck can be fun, and you can feel like, aha, I've built this crazy board. Because like, honestly, the perfect board for this deck is stronger than like the best board for most other decks, right?
Yeah.
But just getting to it is very inconsistent. So
yeah.
So yeah, not great, but can be fun.
Yep. Cool. All right. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
And we will see you tomorrow, as always, for these two deck lists. But until then, Terramaster and Justice, we're out.